Dimitar Berbatov and Michael Carrick are alongside me. Your thoughts on that first 45 minutes, Michael?
Oh, what a 40 to take that every day of the week.
Goal-scoring time in terms of Spurs' Champions League history, taking that record from Son. But it's not going to have a Spurs player's name next to it because the goalkeeper pushing the ball into the back of the net and obviously devastated, him and made him vulnerable then, didn't it?
Yeah, Champions League game of the season is sure that they would have taken that.
We talked about, in fact, we waxed lyrical really about the young midfield and how they've been given a license to break, to run, to roam. We saw a lot of that tonight, particularly from two players. You want to have a look?
Space that's being left, and just at times, that's where that little, as a midfielder, you've got to get that balance, and manage that space that the boys are leaving.
Yeah, what I like though is that
to then penetrate through, but of course it's always your strength. You leave.
Yeah, they had their moments, didn't they? They had their chances.
Yeah, they did, and they've all come. I think one Saar in particular will probably sit a little bit deeper with them, I'd imagine.
But the scoreline says it was a great start to the classic, but it was a win in the opening game of the Champions League, and sometimes you have to manage those kinds of matches out.
I think it's a big night for Tottenham. I do. I think it's a big step because you can't always play at your best. I think it's a really good sign and a big night for them to come away with a win.
Agree with that, Dimitar?
absolutely points and they can build on it.
And Wayne, I'm sure you've had plenty of those nights in Champions League in your history in the competition where, you come away and you've done what you had to do. And for Spurs tonight, it was a big night, wasn't it? A lot of players making their debuts. The manager, of course, his first experience of Champions League football. So to come away with those 3 points, when you get to the end of this league phase...
Most important thing was they come away with 3 points.
Yeah, there'll be chances that they rue that they didn't take. And, of course, at the end, there was an incident that could have gone another way for them. Their manager certainly felt it was more than just a free kick.
Yeah, and I can understand.
Premier League, sometimes fouls are not given that easily. Well, when you play international football or Champions League football, so they were lucky here to escape with nothing.
Do you disagree, Wayne?
No, I think it's a yellow card. I think the right decision was made.
They did ride their luck at times, and I guess in a way you could say good fortune for the goal as well, although the attacking play led to the goalkeeper kind of being in two minds, but it's an own goal, obviously, and it's a bit of a howler from the goalie.
Yeah, I mean, from Tottenham's point of view, fantastic start.
Competitive on both fronts, both the Premier League and Europe, because last year the Premier League didn't go so well while they got a European trophy. The defence was going to have to be better and be less easy to breach. And that has been a pleasing thing about the development so far of this side under Thomas Frank.
Especially this game when you keep the clean sheet in the back is always...
From the great runs that he made. So he's going to come in. Perhaps we'll put him in between me and you, Wayne, shall we? So he can hear because he hasn't got an earpiece in. Lucas, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, they appreciated your performance tonight. 3 points, off to a great start in the Champions League. Tell us a little bit about how it was out there tonight.
It was really tough. I think Villarreal did a great performance.
We were just talking there about the positives that came from the performance, also areas that I'm sure that you will talk about you've got to work on through a Champions League season. Not every game is going to be, a goal fest, is it? And tonight, obviously, the goal had to come from an own goal.
Yeah, as I said, it was today. So, yeah, we did a really good job.
And tell us a little bit about what the manager has given you license to do this season. Because, of course, you played your way into the hearts of the fans last season. You missed the back end of the season. You get a new manager. What has he given you the kind of freedom to express yourself on the pitch?
Yeah, new fresh air. As I said, we talked a lot about clean sheet mentality this year because we conceded a lot last year.
But you personally, your relationship with him?
No, I think it's really good.
Is there a Scandi connection between the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that work?
No, it's really good.
Yeah, and obviously that relationship you can see with you and Saar as well. We were discussing at half-time how those runs were quite obvious, weren't they? That they were really giving Spurs some great attacking options.
Yeah, and I thought you were fantastic, so well played.
Thank you so much.
Just an interesting one. When you play in that high position, a little bit behind their midfield, and you're playing almost in that right pot where you made your run for the goal. It's not easy sometimes as a younger player, especially, and you want to affect the game and you want to get involved in it. But I thought you showed real good maturity and understanding of the position to make your runs at the right time, even though sometimes you might want the ball a little bit more. But I thought you showed really good kind of patience and composure playing in that role today.
Thank you so much.
You had to miss the back end of Spurs' European journey last season with your injury. So to start in the Champions League this season, tell us what it feels like to run out here on this night and hear that music.
It's been a dream since I was a young kid, watching these players playing in the Champions League. So yeah, unbelievable feeling, and at home, and 3 points as well. Amazing.
Both your brothers play football, don't they? Your older one and your younger one.
Yeah, it's true.
Watching tonight?
Yeah, hopefully, I hope so.
Well, I'm sure they'll be very proud of you, and the fans as well seem to love you. I think you were the fans' player of the season, weren't you? So they're
Thank you.
very happy to see you come out here tonight. Congratulations on the
so
win
much.
and the performance, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucas. Just 19 years old, Lucas Bergvall there, who, as I say, he missed that semi-final against Bodo Glimt and then the final.
You know, last season he was a little bit deeper, and to play as a number 10, it's not easy. It's not easy to, you know, to get on the ball and be in the right positions. But I thought today game, which I think will only improve him in the future.
Okay, hold your thoughts there. I'm going to come back to you all very shortly, and we're also going to it's tonight. But I'm delighted to say that Thomas Frank has joined us at the desk. Congratulations on the win. Your first as a manager. That's a very special moment.
It is, and of course I'm very happy with that. There were still many good things. I think we defended exceptionally well. We gave very, very little away throughout the game. Against, in my opinion, we didn't hit the highest level. There was definitely a spell second half where we decided, let's give it to the Villarreal guys, and then we just sprint back. I think that's a very good fun thing. But on the flip side, I think Villarreal is a good team, and they defended very well as well. So it was a very, very even game that we just edged.
You mentioned that second half spell, and that's where you made some substitutions. Polina came on, and you had to kind of really get hold of the game then.
Yeah, and you know, Xiao is...
There were incidents that could have gone one way or the other as well tonight. There was obviously the free kick that was checked for a penalty. Mickey van der Ven was asked about that. What was your view of that?
Real time, I was thinking, ooh, that was close to potentially could be a penalty, but I guess and these guys got it right. It was contact outside the box. So,
and
yeah.
They had their chance.
They are working very hard, and that we have a very good foundation to stand on in terms of our defensive organization. I think it's good, and we give very little away. This is Champions League against a good team. It didn't go quick enough.
Thomas, just before we let you go, have a quick look at your Champions League fixtures. Bodo Glimt next for you in the Champions League. Of course, Spurs played them last season on their way to the Europa League Cup final. It's always said that the home games are so important in the Champions League. When you look at your run of fixtures, is a top 8 finish the target?
I will be very happy for the first win. Now we need, of course, to try to beat Brighton on Saturday, and then we go to Bodo that has done fantastic over the years, and up there on the artificial pitch is going to be another tough task. So I'd like to win one game at a time.
One match at a time.
Exactly.
Is that and as PSG showed last
boring,
season,
sorry.
you don't need to finish in the top 8 to win the Champions League. It just takes away 2 matches for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the bonus. That's the bonus.
Not the tiredness. That's probably good to avoid those two. That'll be nice.
Thank you so much for
You're
giving us
welcome.
your time
Thank you.
tonight. Congratulations.
Thank
Really
you.
good to see you. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thomas Frank, rightly just straight batting that one.
Thank you.
It's one game at a time, Wayne, but it's off to a great start tonight. And, you know, you win your home games, you stand yourself a really good chance, don't you, of getting in?
Clean sheet that, no shots on target faced. I think you'll be delighted in there, and it's a real foundation and a base for them to work